Welcome, Libra, to your end of the month reading for January. Hope you friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers, and anyone new to my channel. Welcome, welcome. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with you in the end of the month. What is it that Libra needs to know? You have the Judgment card coming out. Love that. Some kind of healthy communication coming through. This is going to actually bring in a blessing. It could even be a karmic reward. So you can even feel like it was something that you know that you needed to have, that you've even been waiting for. Clarifying on the Judgment card. Material, spiritual prosperity coming through. So definitely having some kind of material, spiritual prosperity through some kind of judgment call that is going on. And yes, it does feel like it is a karmic reward that you know that you've been waiting for. So I think this is something that is going to make you very, very happy, right? Because it's the relief, it's the good news, it's what you've been waiting for. It could be that answered prayer that you've been really, really looking for to having a breakthrough from. So it could be even a clean break from some kind of past thing that's been going on. It could even just be energy, that knowing that your material, spiritual prosperities are coming through. And this is expressed because you've put so much positivity into the situation, maybe even freeing yourself from some kind of karmic trench that was going on within your life. And it's now going to give you this sense of joy and pretty much like jumping for joy, right? Okay, so let's get over here and see what's going on. With the material, spiritual prosperity, that's just knowing that, like I said, that prayer could be answered and just holding on tight to that spiritual prosperity. With the materialism, it could be, I wanted this house, right? And now it's coming through, whatever material thing has been going on within your life. Bringing you some kind of answered prayer. So going straight into the situation is taking place in the present, the recent, past, and the near future. Best message of why. There's that separation from any anxieties or anything that was bugging you, giving you that negative energy that you're trying to get rid of, whatever was bothering you. Might be a person, just energy itself, but it does feel like it's mostly energy, but it could have come from a person, right? Or whatever the other situation was. In the recent past, you had the Emperor in reverse, and in the near future, you have the Ace of Wands. You could have had someone who was holding a grudge against you as well with the Emperor upside down. It does feel like it kind of could be a little grudgy. Maybe something had gone wrong and they just weren't going to let it go. And maybe they were even manipulating the situation a little bit, keeping you from what you really needed. Anytime you have an Emperor upside down, they're having a stronghold against you, cold, serious, right? So it does feel like there is this unfairness and this cold person around you. It could be an authority figure. It could be like your father or someone of this nature. However it is talking about them being too serious, taking things too serious, making things too edgy. Okay, let's clarify on the Emperor really fast. Something from the past for sure. Not being able to get past the past. That's really what it feels like. Maybe they're not going to hang this up and they've been holding on to the past for a very long time. And maybe it is a grudge. Because when they're holding on to the past, and this is the past, this is telling me that they can't let something go. So they're definitely holding on to some kind of control of something that went on within the situation. It looks like you had the clear thoughts to kind of move past this and grow past this. And it just feels like, yeah, you're moving past this. You have the intuition and the clarity to move past the situation where they're holding tight to it and they're giving you 10 of swords. Yeah, they're holding on to this, not allowing this to go, which could definitely be, it's unhealthy, right? You see the health over there. So it's a very unhealthy relationship, however it is, whoever it is with. But it does feel like maybe they actually finally let the swords go, and maybe they finally decided, to come together with you. Five of coins. It's almost like they're keeping themselves out in the cold, guys, because it feels like it was something that you let go of, but they were just really holding on too tight. Not going to allow that to go. They were not going to let that go at all. So it just feels like they just keep sorting not only you, but themselves. And it could have had something to do with maybe spiritual prosperity. Maybe you have grown. We have the self-growth card over here with the Ace of Swords saying, I've grown past this into spiritual prosperity, and they're still holding on to this. So it's almost like a light that meets the darkness, right? They're keeping themselves in the darkness while you're moving into the light. It kind of feels that way. And it's almost like to the point to where it's almost like it's not worth holding on to. And that's why you got rid of it, but they don't want to let it go. It feels like there's a judgment call that's coming, though, that maybe they finally change their ways. You've let this go and you've separated this, and you've separated from all the anxieties and anything that this person is pretty much putting onto you. There's the Ace of Wands. You're taking action in new ways, but it also feels like it could be also this person. You could be dealing with an Aries or a Taurus. I have Taurus and Aries. And it does feel like it could be a fire sign that's really trying to hold on to this and not letting this go. I'm going to say Aries for now, since we have an Aries Taurus card over here and a lot of fire. And it does feel like maybe they finally woke up. They finally want to, call in and say, hey, you know what? I've given up the ghost in the situation. I kind of see where you're going. Asserting themselves finally towards you. And this is like the blessing and the answer that you wanted. It sounds like to me like they're going to come in to apologize. For a lot of you, it is going to be an apology. They're going to see your best interest in the situation, to where they've been not inspired by any of the things that you're doing, right? Holding back their own spirituality, not striving towards anything. And it feels like this apology is finally coming in. This red, waving the white flag is really what it is. As this judgment is coming in. It's almost like they've seen their ways. They see that they were holding out, onto things that were not good for the relationship. Now it's like they're holding out an olive branch to you and considering, apologizing to you. They're considering taking this action. Oh, you know what? I've been holding on to this for a long time. Libra's a good person. I kind of really see that. And it's them. It's them. It's them who's been holding back things. If something happened to material items and they're blaming you about the situation, they've been holding on to that shit for a long time. Sort of like, you guys can throw the example away, but it's kind of like the example of, we went through we'll say a bankruptcy. We lost the house, but they're going to blame you for losing the house. What the, right? Not being able to accept responsibility on themselves as well. And that's really what this feels like. It feels like there was an argument that maybe both of you didn't do a good job over here, but they don't want to take any of the blame. They want to blame everything on you. But yet, this could have been years and years and years and years ago. I mean, we have the past from the past. This whole reading's the past, and it's saying, now let's go even further, because they've been holding on to this for a decade, right? So it does feel like they've been holding on to this grudge and it feels very grudgy for a long time, trying to blame other people for theirs not traveling towards you, not taking on responsibilities with the Page of Wands. They didn't want anything to do with that. Now they're coming in and they want to have this conversation with you. Here's the message you've been waiting for 10 years, right? Even if it was 2 months ago and you were talking to them and they were still grudging on this, this is you're saying, screw the 2 months ago. What about the 10 years ago when you could have apologized then, right? And so it does feel like they finally are kind of waking up a little bit over. Yes, they definitely are waking up over here. You could be also dealing with a Cancer who's actually finally seeing their ways, finally figuring it out. And I think it's because they're tired of fighting with you. It's a peace offering. They want to make a peace offering. And a lot of them might even want to be coming back to try to show the passion where the passion lost the ball, where they threw the ball. The passion wasn't even lost from the ball. It wasn't like the ball got lost. It was like they threw it in the trash. Because remember, it feels like you try to get over this. Now, mind you, it could be the other way around. Cross watchers could say, no, Libra did that, and that's fine. But all I'm saying is where the passion was completely lost within the situation, the friendship, the relationship itself, because it doesn't have to be love. It feels like it's wanting to come back to renew itself. They definitely finally have figured things out for themselves. Now they have an idea that this probably won't be a very successful scenario. They are thinking this, Libra. They're like, I don't know, if they're actually going to take my apology. It's been years, but it's in your energy that this is coming. This is, and it feels to me like whether or not you take their apology and you forgive them and allow this friendship, this relationship to continue is not really the point. The point is that you wanted them to apologize for the situation. And that's why the blessing is here. It's a blessing that they woke up. It's a blessing that they could actually come and say something. It's a blessing that they actually want to take some kind of responsibility. Yeah, it's a transformation in which they believe that this is going to transform everything from being overwhelming. Now they know that they feel overwhelmed. They have overwhelming sensitivities, and they don't really want it. It's like they want to do this, but they don't know how. And that's the way it is. Thank you. And you know why? Because they're guilty, right? Look, because they've been holding a grudge for so long, they're like, I need to go apologize to Libra, but I don't even know how to really do this because the situation is so overwhelming. And wearing their heart on their sleeve. They just don't know which way to go. They're just not sure how this is going to work, right? They know that the situation is a really bad situation. But it's going to move you towards your material and spiritual prosperities. I think for a lot of you, you just want them to wake up. Especially if they're family members or somebody, that you really care for. You're just like, I just really want this apology so we can move on. They've done a lot of reflecting, and they're reflecting a lot about it. They're going to make a very swift move. It's going to end up very swift. And the reason is because they feel like they don't have a choice. Look, either they're going to do it or they're not. So it does feel like it's going to come in swift. It's going to be quick. But they are worried about fighting and drama about the situation. So how is it going to go, right? Is it going to end up a fight? Is it going to end up in drama again? They're worried about that. Now, I would say from the majority of you, since you already let the situation go and you're just really waiting for this call on their side, hey, you know what? Please forgive me. I apologize. I don't really see the arguing over here. If anything, I would assume that you're afraid that they're going to end up arguing their point, even though they're coming to you to apologize. They're going to end up argumentative. Why does that feel that way? It's almost like they're saying, I'm worried about an argument and I'm worried that it's going to cause drama. Well, then you're worried about it from yourself. Because you seem to be the one who wants to argue the point. How interesting. It's definitely a message. It's a message that's actually going to take everything away. It's a message of ending. It's going to end the situation. I think this person's very hard-headed. And I do think that if the argument does come through, it's going to be on them. Because you're going to say, okay, thank you for apologizing. And they're going to be like, I don't know, right? Why does it feel like with them, they want to, even though they know it's that they did it, why would they want to turn it around? Very stubborn energy over here. I would say for the majority of you, this has to be some kind of fire sign. That's stubborn kind of fire sign energy, not earth energy. It sounds more fiery. Okay, so definitely be Aries, Sagittarius. I got a lot of, if it is an earth sign, it could be Capricorn. That's kind of a weird, stubborn energy right there too. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands coming in the near future where it's saying, okay, I'm holding on tight to this reconciliation. They're trying to reconcile. So it feels like now they went from, I want to apologize, I want this to go the way I am. Watch them try to argue the point, because it feels like they do want to still kind of argue the point somehow. But then all of a sudden in the near future, they're not just asking for forgiveness or trying to plead, for you guys to plead, I'm sorry about that, that this got out of control. Now it's like a reconciliation, like, hey, you want to go out and have coffee? Yeah. Yeah. Now it's different. It's no, you know what I'm saying? Definitely 100% olive branch, trying to turn everything around, being assertive to holding on to the relationship. Yes. Trying to bring back, for some of you, if it is an ex-love, they're trying to bring back that passion and that love. Now, I'm not sure, unless you guys are married, right, how much you're going to accept that. But they are offering you this friendship and this turnaround, okay? Definitely wanting this to turn around, trying to get your affections again, to be their friend, to be closer to them, okay, like you guys were 10 years ago, okay, before all this stuff happened, right? Feeling very nostalgic about the situation, wanting to go backwards in time to when we actually got along. I don't care if it's a parent, it doesn't matter who it is, but you're saying, I got new plans and I have my own victories. Guys, I don't think for a lot of you that you're really going to 100% reconciliate on this situation. It looks like you will forgive for a lot of you. I'm not going to say all of you. For a lot of you, just looking for that recognition so that you can say, okay, thank you, and move on. But I don't see where you really feel like there's any new opportunities for this person. I feel like you've moved away from this person so much by the way that you guys have interacted throughout the years that there's no real salvaging this situation, right? It's a spiritual blessing that they're actually going to come in and make you feel better about the situation. But hanging out, going to get coffee, I don't really see it happening, you guys. I don't know who this person is, but I don't see it, but they think that they will. And it says that if you do, you'll be taking someone else. And those of you who do take them back, which I don't see the new plans, it's almost like, okay, I'll go have coffee with you, but I'm bringing a friend, right? I still see someone else involved in the situation. Like you don't want to, it's almost like you're having a hard time having communication with them because of everything that's happened. So it's almost like you want to bring someone else along so you feel more comfortable. That's for some of you. For others of you, I just don't see it. And I really think that if it is, it would be more of a family member. If it's if it's a friend or an ex-love or you know what I'm saying, something like that. I don't see it really happening. And like I said, if it's a family member, maybe an ex-friend, you're going to bring another friend. But then if it's some friends, I don't know. Some friends, if it's definitely a love, it ain't even going to happen. I don't even see it. There's just too much confliction within the situation. It's like, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through anything. I don't see it. It's almost like I was waiting for this to happen because it's a blessing and I just want to be healed from the situation and I want this to be over with so that I can move on within my life. But I don't really want to make a judgment call to actually, really, we want to settle this the right way. And it doesn't matter who it is. Even some of you, if you even feel like it's a parent that you've been separated from for a long time and they've done you wrong. Maybe you're going to bring your brother or sister with you or somebody, or your friend, loved one, someone. But then for some of you, it's just like, nope, you've been separated from me for so long. I don't want to. Thank you for telling me, the things that you did. But I don't see that. And that'll give you the spiritual prosperity justice that you're looking for. But otherwise, the rest of it is pretty unjustified. They do want to make like super amends with you. But I really see it on I really do see it's two scales tipping. One's really going this way and one's really going that way. So let's get an angel card out. Get two different scenarios going on over here, please, Spirit, because we got one that's tipping the scale towards, that's fine, we'll go see how this is going to work. And then the other one's like, thank you for doing that. I bet we just will never be able to be friends again. So for some of you, it's a big, giant no. Stay away from this person. Thank you for doing that, but they're bad for you, okay? For others in you, it is trust that the situation could actually fix itself and that everything could be fine once that happens. I'm telling you, it's like family versus like just outsiders, right? This is going to actually improve health, but we've seen that here because it's like a mental state, right? So no matter how much you've separated from them, it still hurts. It still hurts that they've never apologized. It hurts how they still treat you. And maybe you hadn't even heard from them for a little while and then they come back. And a Mercury retrograde crap is that, right? Let's say it, right? Because we're in Mercury retrograde. So there is an opportunity for this situation to heal itself. It could be a healing situation between you and this person. And will bring a peaceful resolution. I feel like the peaceful resolution, even on the no side, is still that they want to come and make peace with you by saying, I'm sorry, I want this and that. So I feel like the peaceful resolution would be the overall card because it could work on either side. And also the healing, improving health. Because no matter, even if it says, no, I don't want you around them, you should, you know what I mean? And then the other is just like, yes, this is a good thing. I still think improving health is the biggest thing. So I'm going to take both of those cards for both sides of the scenario because I'm really feeling that that's it. And the last one is going to definitely be, Spirit said, forgiveness. And this is also going to work on both sides of the spectrum over here because this is what this reading is all about. Them coming in and actually taking the initiative. Something hit them in the side of the head, my friends, and knocked their marbles around to where they finally figured out that the whole reason that this is going on is because they will not let go, right? They will not come to forgive. They will not do what they're supposed to be doing, right? They've been holding this grudge. They've been carrying this on even after you tried to separate. Maybe you even tried to change the situation. You tried to fix the situation. You must have because you had clarity over here and the clarity to know that, fine, you're not going to fix it. I'm walking away. So finally, there you will go, right? So if they're going to come and do that, that's what you really, truly wanted in a lot of ways, just to, like I said, either separate yourself from it or fix the situation, however you're going. Okay? Beautiful reading, my friends. And until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.